His son Matthew, if you know his story, Matthew used to be huge. And Don Colbert, who's also been on TV, he's a Christian natural doctor. Don Colbert tested him, worked with him, and said, well, Matthew, you've just got yeast in you. So he put him on a diet similar to this, put him on some of these same herbs, and Matthew lost, it was like almost 200 pounds, and looks like Jason now. And totally turned his health around with Candida cleanse. So, and he's probably the most shining example of that. So Candida can be something that can be key to weight loss. Like I said, a lot of the toxins that Candida produces in the body really inhibits a lot of the mechanisms with the liver, with the thyroid. We think even Hashimoto's thyroid, which is an autoimmune disease, can be triggered by Candida. Now, people with blood sugar issues, I have seen people in the hospital that had diabetes that Candida was so bad it clogged their heart up and they were in CCU. So, yeah. So Candida is serious. It can get in a lot of places in the body. It can get in the brain. There have been people that have dementia, and they found out a lot of it was the Candida getting in the brain. So it is one of the things that does try and take over our body, but we can beat it. So but that is a major cleanse, and one that I encourage people to do early on. You can buy a few of the sample packs. This is only $11.90, but Candida cleanse is good to start with. And if you can do as much as possible that diet, that's excellent. Watching our time here. The next thing I wanted to mention is a parasite cleanse. Now, none of us want to think about the fact that we're warm-blooded beings and very friendly. Our body is a wonderful host for parasites. And what is a parasite? Organism starting as small as an amoeba but as large as a tapeworm that wants to live in our body and live off of our nutrition and our cells and our membranes. And they're very destructive. A lot of people have parasites. 200 years ago or 100 years ago, doctors would treat people for parasites. It was in our culture, in the American Indian heritage. A lot of cultures do a parasite cleanse. The old-fashioned thing of doing the castor oil every spring. That was a parasite cleanse. So,
have you ever seen Monsters Inside Me on the I think it's on National
YouTube?
Geographic?
Oh yeah, National Geographic. Yeah, they talk about parasites getting in the brain, and yeah. There's also the book Guess Who Came to Dinner? I think it's by Anne Louise Gittleman. She's done a lot of studies, and she, along with Linda Page, they have talked a lot about this. Hannah Kroger has a lot. There's a big connection of parasites with cancer, but parasites can cause you to fail. Both of these can, if you don't get them out of the body, can cause you to have horrible cravings, low energy, bad immune system, and illness that can sabotage your weight loss. And they have found a lot of people with parasites, once they start cleansing parasites, lose weight. I've had customers. We have some personal trainers locally that the first thing they do is put them on this parasite cleanse right here. Now, Nature's Sunshine's Paracleanse is the only one that has something in it called pawpaw. You remember the song, P-A-W, P-A-W. It's graviola. It seems to do a lot of things for killing parasites. It's also anti-cancer and can help mood. But he will put every one of his clients on the parasite cleanse. It's an easy cleanse. It's not a real expensive cleanse. And these are some of the herbs that tend to be fighting parasites. You've got black walnut, wormwood, cloves, and many people will do just those 3 herbs and get rid of parasites. But these have a few more. They have things that move the bowels. It has pumpkin seeds in there. It has cascara, mullein, marshmallow. Olive leaf is another one, mugwort. Garlic helps kill parasites. Cayenne helps kill parasites. We all need to be taking something like this. If you've traveled, if you have a pet, if you've worked in the healthcare field, if you've been a caregiver, spent a lot of time in these situations and interacting with people. I interact with people in here all the time that have parasites, so I do parasite cleanse, some form, once a month. I might just take it a day or so. Now, included with parasites is something called Lyme disease. Anybody here have had Lyme disease? I won't touch on that today, but I know some of our other folks that were here last week, I was going to touch on that. But Lyme disease can affect a lot going on with our health and weight, but I'll wait till she's back next week. And then overall is just a colon cleanse. Now, a lot of people love doing just a plain colon cleanse when they first start losing weight, because what do you think is going to happen the first week they do the colon cleanse? You're going to flush out several pounds of waste from your bowels. Most people have, some people that don't have bowel movements every day have 10 pounds of excess waste. So, and they're kind of encouraged by getting that out of the system. Well, also, if you just do a colon cleanse for about a week, and see, I'm giving you options. You know, you may go, oh, I'm really not dealing with Candida, but my bowels are just, they, you know, are not doing what they're supposed to do, or are not doing what they did 10 years ago. So some people will start with just a colon cleanse, and that is a good way many times to just start cleansing. And most of them are herbs that are just going to flush the bowels. They wouldn't be things you'd want to stay on long periods of time. This is an aloe cleanse, and it is a weight loss cleanse. It's called Sultan Cleanse. Another one that I have that's very popular, it's a 15-day weight loss cleanse and flush. Not expensive. It's got some of the key herbs that do just cleanse for weight loss. And I've got that with the skinny formula. I'm going to talk about why those are so good in a minute. LBS is probably our most popular colon cleanse. It's one I just keep at home, and I just do it once every 2 weeks, just to cleanse. My bowels move every day, but it's just good to cleanse. Now, if you are one with chronic problems, there's some products over there that don't have cascara, senna, those stronger laxative stimulants in them, and they have things like this Gentle Move. It's going to have triphala. Triphala is a Indian fiber combination. It's become very popular within the last 20 years as just a gentle cleanse that you can almost do daily, and there's almost guaranteed bowel movements with triphala, or triphala that people call it. High doses of magnesium will purge the bowels very nicely and help calm. There's a lot of connection of the nervous system with the bowels, and sometimes the bowels are just in a tense state to where they won't move. And the bowels have to relax and contract if your bowels are going to move. So the magnesium helps normalize that. And I see a lot of that. I do iridology, and I can tell by looking at someone's eyes, they need magnesium, and then their bowels are going to move. You can just see there's a tight area in the bowels there. So Gentle Move would be a gentle one for people that are sensitive to stimulant laxatives. But just a colon cleanse is an excellent way to start losing weight. If y'all want, we can slide those chairs over there and you can have a seat. You know, a week is a good time. If you have to work, then just do the colon cleanse on the weekend. Most of them, I say just start with 1 or 2 pills one night and just see how your body is the next day. If it was really strong for you, you bought the product, empty out half the capsule and take half the capsule the next night. That, you know, you just kind of estimate. But most people can do 1 or 2 of some of these and then just take that. We do have some liquid versions of this. Nature Sunshine has a liquid cleanse. Some of our Swedish bitter formulas over there, which I'm going to talk about with liver in a minute, will have some things that move the bowels. But most people, if they start a diet and do just the colon cleanse the first week, if you want a jump start on your weight, many times you'll lose 5 to 10 pounds, and it's encouraging to go ahead and lose that, and then you continue on your path. So we've touched on Candida cleanse, why we need that, and there's probably more things I left on my notes at home today. There's probably more things that I'll bring up next week on that, so just some details, because I talk about some of the metabolic pathways that are blocked by Candida and by parasites. Next, I'm going to touch on liver, and I didn't bring all my liver cleanses up here, but this is the cleanse that turned my life around about 30 years ago, and it's called Tiaohe Cleanse. It's Tiaohe Cleanse. But it is it's a whole body cleanse, but it's basically a Chinese liver cleanse. And most of us are hearing about liver detox, liver this. You know, your doctor tells you your liver enzymes are high. So liver detox. And everybody goes, why cleanse the liver for weight loss? Well, the liver, along with the pancreas, has a lot to do with your blood sugar. You eat a certain amount of sugar. Part of it gets stored in the liver as glucagon, and then gets converted as needed depending on what's going on with stress in your life and your cortisol levels and your blood sugar levels. And that's very important. Because if your liver's toxic, it's not going to store enough glucagon because it's dealing with all the other toxins. And there's 2 phases of liver detox that I was going to talk about today. I left my chart at home. But if your liver's real toxic, your body cannot, the liver cannot send messages to some of your fat-burning glands, such as your adrenals and thyroid. Specifically, if your liver's toxic, it won't send the messages and your body will not be able to convert T4, which is a thyroid hormone, to T3. Well, guess what? T3 is the fat-burning hormone from the thyroid. So we've got to have the liver cleansed. And a lot of folks have sluggish thyroid as they get older. More and more people are being diagnosed with that. But even if your thyroid's healthy, it may not be converting the T4 to T3, and you need that assist. So detoxing the liver. In Chinese medicine, the liver has to do with the blood constitution and your circulation. And so they feel like that is very important in getting nutrients to the cells. And starved cells are going to tend to hold on to calories and weight. So that's kind of their connection with it. But some of the key herbs for liver detox, and you don't have to do a big cleanse, but some of the key herbs for liver detox are things like milk thistle. We've all heard of milk thistle. And it's in all the thistle groups.
Not all of us.
There's other thistles that are good for the liver. One of them is artichoke. Artichoke is in the thistle family. Eating artichoke, and we even have artichoke tea up here. We have milk thistle tea. You can get a lot of these in tea form. But doing some liver cleanse while you're on the weight loss path. And by the way, some of you that joined us late, this is our ongoing weight loss class. We're doing it free every Saturday morning, 10 to 11. We're covering different topics. This week we're talking about cleansing and weight loss. And what I'm suggesting as we go through these cleanses is you might just want to go, oh, I need to start on this one. And then maybe next month you might go, you know what? I'm having some of the symptoms that Ann mentioned on liver. And with liver, again, you can feel kind of groggy or drunk or sluggish when you wake up in the morning. You can have a hard time getting to sleep at night. You feel very sleepy after meals or have bad indigestion or just a real tight stuffiness under the rib cage. Those are some of the symptoms of toxic liver. Now, real toxic liver, we've probably all seen people that got kind of yellow. I mean, that's jaundice. If you have kind of just a yellow look to your body, or if you stick your tongue out and look in the mirror and your tongue looks yellow, everybody go home today and look in the mirror. If your tongue looks yellow, you may need to do a liver detox. So, and just some point as you're working on weight loss, and especially if we eat a lot of the high-calorie, high-fat foods, our holiday foods, they tend to congest the liver. And as we touched on earlier, the artificial foods, the things with your chemicals in them, all those are toxins. If you're on a lot of medications are very toxic for the liver, and those really tie in with the second phase of liver detox, specifically the glutathione pathways. You deplete your glutathione if you're on medication, so you definitely need to do some liver detox. But liver does tie in with weight loss. And again, we have sample packs of this one. And when I say sample packs of any of these, each pack is like $2, $2.50, or $3 per pack. So, but I would consider doing the liver cleanse. If you've got just a lot of health issues and random aches and pains that move around the body, say one day your neck's hurting, the next day, lots of headaches. You have headaches, PMS issues, migraines, liver. You've got to detox your liver. So, but think about doing a liver detox at some point.
Is it a pill or a tea? Or
it's a packet with several pills in it. It does include the colon cleanse. It does include the Chinese liver balance. It includes something called all cell detox, which is just cleanses the cells of toxins all over the body. It has your fiber, your psyllium hulls, burdock, and black walnut in there. So it's and a lot of those work on getting rid of the acidity in the body. And pH is something I'm going to touch on at the end. So the Tao He cleanse, the cleanse start is an overall body cleanse designed by Ivy Bridges with Nature Sunshine, and it's a different approach. The basis of it is aloe, chlorophyll, and fiber. And those are such simple detoxes. They're more of a passive detox. They absorb and just neutralize toxins. It'll be gentler on your body in a lot of ways, although the LBS, the colon cleanser, is still in here. And then that Enviro Detox that just cleanses the cells is in here. It's a little bit different, but there's a lot of people that actually do better on this than Tao He. So you know, man, I'm really not dealing with liver, but I'm toxic. Then the Clean Start, it's got a packet that you mix with water, and it's got the aloe, the psyllium, and the chlorophyll in it. I've done this. I really do well on it. And then the packets are separate, and so sometimes I will take the packet if I need it, or I'll just drink the little aloe stick pack. So, but it's very popular. Our naturopath that comes here likes to put everybody on that one. She's seen a lot of results with that. Next, I wanted to talk about lymphatic cleansing. Now, your lymphatics are your lymph glands, your thymus, which is right below your thyroid, which has a lot to do with your immune system and your T cells produce that fight specific diseases and viruses that come against you, and your spleen. And people say, well, what does that have to do with weight loss and fat burning? Well, in Chinese medicine, they say if your body is cold and damp and stagnant, it can't burn. You put the fire out. I mean, what does it take to put a fire out? Water. Cold is the opposite of heat. There's no air moving. It's stagnant. You'll put the fire of your metabolism out, according to Chinese medicine, if you don't keep your lymphatics cleansing and moving. Now, your lymphatics have a whole different circulatory system in your body. You have different lymphatic channels that are independent of your blood vessels. When you eat a meal that's high in fat, 90% of the fat you eat gets dumped into the lymphatic system. So if you're eating bad fats, saturated fats, trans fats, high fats, you're really clogging up your lymphatics. If you eat a lot of sugar, that inactivates a lot of the cells in the lymphatic system that are fighting the yeast, the fungus, the toxins, the infection. But in general, cleansing lymphatics also affects how your fat cells cleanse.
Is that sugar from vegetables as well?
Not so much. It's usually when you're getting the concentrated sweets.
Refined.
Like they've done studies on children. If they eat a high amount of sugar, their immune system's inactivated for about 3 or 4 hours after they eat. That's why you get so many kids getting sick, like the day after Halloween, the day after Christmas.
So you're talking cookies, bread?
Anything real high in sugar, yeah. But we don't, you know, when we're trying to lose weight, we really, our body is very efficient at making the sugar we need for our brain, our heart, and our kidneys from complex carbohydrates. I mean, for centuries, people didn't have sugar. They may have found honey every now and then, but most of our forefathers did not have a lot of sugar. Fruits were hard to come by. They lived on a lot more fish because fish was easier to catch. It was a big deal 200 years ago to try and process and keep meat. I mean, they had very few ways. So meat wasn't as plentiful. They weren't eating a lot of meat. They were eating a lot more fish. And what was the easiest thing to eat and to grow? Vegetables. I mean, our heritage, all of us, they were eating a lot more vegetables. Now, if you come from the islands, you may have been eating more fruit. That's one of the things I tell people if I'm working with them on diet. Eat your heritage foods. You are genetically geared towards eating some of your heritage foods. You may have to tweak the calories on it, but eat your heritage foods. I have a lot of Scottish in me. I do well on oatmeal.
What about breads? I mean, for thousands of years, people have been eating
People have eating breads, but again, the bread we're eating now is not the same bread that your forefathers ate. They have genetically modified the grains. Now, if you eat spelt bread, which we sell in our freezer up there, that is the ancient grain, and inkhorn is another one. But they have hybridized. Oh, a new thing I read this week. Guess what they put on our wheat in the United States to make it produce more the last week? Have you ever heard of Roundup? Yeah. Anybody know what Roundup is? It kills poison ivy. You spray it, kills all the weeds in the cracks on your driveway. They spray our wheat. It helps the wheat dry faster, and they say it produces more at the very end. So if you're just buying bread at Kroger's and not getting the real organic stuff, there's a good chance you're getting traces. We haven't even studied this. We've just found out they're doing it. We don't know. But we're finding people with a lot of weird digestive problems from wheat, and we know it's not just the gluten.
So, like celiac disease
Yeah,
What type
it's
of-
not just that. They're seeing more and more problems with wheat, so we have to really be careful. So that's the reason we're saying watch. We may really need to avoid bread more than we ever did before, or really control what the source is. You know, go for an organic, gluten-free, or an ancient grain spelt bread, that type of thing.
What about the Ezekiel 4:19?
Ezekiel's pretty good, but you want to read labels, and I think it's non-GMO, but you want to make sure it's non-GMO, which is genetically modified. If they've changed the genes, it's like you're putting something in your body that you've never eaten before. So.
Does not exist in nature.
Right. Now, one more thing I want to touch on, and that with the lymphatic is there's some really good lymphatic things that will help cleanse you. Things like echinacea, and we have some lymphatic cleansers up there, but echinacea, golden seal, there's mullein, there's just some herbs that cleanse the lymphatics. The Skinny formula by Nature's Sunshine works a lot on that. And it's a great weight loss product, but a lot of it works on lymphatics. Also, this one has a lot of the herbs in it that cleanses lymphatics. Chickweed is an awesome word to cleanse the lymphatics. Licorice root, your Gatu cola, which we keep over there in for brain and focus, really works on lymphatics. And a sign that you may need to cleanse lymphatics is if you've got cellulite, the dimply fat. That's a sign that you need to cleanse your lymphatics. So, but both of these will have some good things along that line. I see the echinacea, chlorella, chickweed in this one, parthenium, which is a sister to the chickweed, the Gatucola in this one. So lymphatics, that's one of the other ones that along the way, you know, you may want to do one of these cleanses like every month or so and just see. I have had customers, in fact, I had one lady that had gained about 150 pounds, and she was in a wheelchair for a while recovering from a horrible wreck. She did the Tauhi cleanse straight. Sabrina, you know her. She did the Tauhi cleanse straight for a year and lost 90 pounds. That's all she did. And just ate halfway healthy. I can tell you she was drinking alcohol and not eating perfectly healthy. But that's to show you the power of cleansing and weight loss. So. Well, I'm going to finish with that and then see if you have any questions. I will be touching a little bit more on cleansing next week. So it's time to cleanse.
How long does the Candida cleanse? How long is that box good for?
This is a 14-day cleansing program. It is pricey. It's $106.45. I sell the packets up front because I like people to buy one or two and just check it and see. But a lot of husbands and wives will buy one box, share it, and then if they decide they need the second week, come get another one.
And how about the towel cleanse? How many?
It's 14,
how long
15,
does that list?
15 day.
15 days.
And that's if you're taking one packet of herbs. Now you're taking several capsules. There's like 4 or 5 capsules in each packet. This one, well, let me, Jason, can you go up there and get the sample packs of each of the cleanses? They're on the counter up there. You'll see them in the little slots.
How much is the time?
The Tauhi is $45.75. Now, if you come to the class today